Hello, sir. Shall we start now, sir? Hello, sir.
Sir, sir, we'll start.
Can we?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Yeah, please,
We
sir.
have 70 plus participants.
Yeah.
Esteemed participants, this is Dr. Rajendra Kumar Das, Chairman of Research India Foundation. I'm very happy to welcome you all in this August gathering to learn about Mendeley reference management tool, how to use the reference management software and make the as per requirement, make perfect citation and a reference so that our research papers and PhD thesis do not become suffer from low quality. So keeping that in mind, today's resource person, chief research scientist of Blue Crest University, a globally renowned research trainer, Professor Dr. Asadi Srinivasulu. Sir will be taking the session and he will be assisted with the showcase by his colleague, Professor Anand Kumar Gupta, who has already proved himself in the IBM. And I request Professor Asadi Srinivasulu sir to take over. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for nice introduction. So, a warm welcome to all researchers in this forum and all over the India. A warm welcome for international webinar on Mendeley Reference Manager tool. Today we are going to demonstrate how this Mendeley reference management tool is useful for preparation of our thesis, synopsis, or any manuscript, or any research article, or any paper presentation. There, how effectively we can use for this Mendeley reference manager. Myself and my friend and colleague Anand Kumar Gupta, we are going to share knowledge on Mendeley reference manager. Today, we would like to demonstrate and talk about various referencing tools. And among various reference tools, we have taken Mendeley software. And today I'm going to explain what are the features, functionalities, and practical demonstration followed by advantages, applications, conclusion, and references. So before going to this Mendeley reference manager, I would like to brief about what is research and current scenario, just 5 minutes. After that, we'll jump into the Mendeley reference manager. So in this 21st century software, if you see in a higher education field, there are 7 R's are presented. Like the first R is recruitment, the second one is retention, and third one is revenue generation, and fourth one is research, and fifth one is research risk mitigation, and the sixth one is return on investment, and the seventh one is reinvention. So out of 7 R's, research playing vital role in any field, irrespective of domains, irrespective of subject, research plays vital role. See, in this world, we are living with all sophisticated gadgets we are using, sophisticated infrastructure we are using with the help of research only. Keep in mind, we are using driverless cars nowadays. That also came into the market and Google started research. Because of this research only it came into the world. So research is search for new knowledge. and it is a movement from known to unknown. According to Earl Robert Baby, he has given a beautiful definition about research. Research is a systematic consideration and solve unsolved problems. Whatever the problems are available in this world, irrespective of domain, we are solving unsolved problems with help of various research tools and techniques and various technologies, various tools and research tools and techniques we are using to solve unsolved problems. So what are the referencing tools and why we are using these referencing tools, and how many tools are available? Just I am giving a brief introduction about the referencing tools. The best free online bibliography or citation tools or any referencing tools uh, to prepare the manuscripts, thesis, synopsis, or any conference IEEE papers. We are using referencing tools in order to make our work as efficient and very fast. If you do manually also, it's very good, but it takes time. So that's why we are choosing referencing tools according to our IEEE standards, according to Elsevier standard, according to the InterScience, SCI, any kind of SCI journals, Scopus, according to their rules and regulations, we are using various referencing tools. So one among Mendeley, it is a reference management and for collaborating and sharing your work. And one more is EndNote, a tool for managing and publishing bibliographies, citations, and references. Citations, if you are giving any thesis or any research article, means you are respecting authors in the worldwide. You are acknowledging the author's contribution. You are using for your reference. That means indirectly you are acknowledging, indirectly you are respecting particular author. And third one is Jotero. Jotero is one of the referencing tool, a tool for managing and organizing different resources and for sharing research. So this is also one of the referencing tool. Like one more, BibMe is one of the most functional free online bibliography referencing management tool, and it is a citation tool on the internet. Through online we can do it today. Mendeley reference manager also we are going to demonstrate. It is a free of freely available in the internet. It is a free of cost. It is a open source. So keep in mind, open source means you are the person can contribute your own work into the existing software. That means I can add my own patch to the existing and citation tools like Citavi, CiteFast, and SiteLighter, and Dossier, and recipes for success, and Ottobib. These are the various referencing tools are available in this research culture. If you, according to your rules and regulation, you can choose EndNote or Mendeley or Jotero, BibMe, Citation Machine, various referencing tools issues. So here also I'm listing what are the a person having Google Scholar citations means is the quality researcher based on SCI index, based on Scopus index citations. If you are having Gmail account, I'll show you how to create a Google Scholar citations of particular researcher, and you can invite your authors, supervisors into the co-authors in Google Scholar citations. It shows the quality of the research. So it is the number one, 47%. Then EndNote, 37% research scholars are using. And then you can see day by day Mendeley software getting more response percent. Then Google Plus, RefWorks, BibTeX, Papers, Reference Manager, EasyBib. So I don't use any tools. That is also 19% of the research scholars are there. So this is the top 10 research tools are used for research. Then I have explained already. Research means search for new knowledge. It is a movement from known to unknown. So according to Earl Robert Baby, he has given a beautiful definition. Research is a systematic inquiry to describe, explain, predict, and control the other observed phenomenon. That is called research. So in order to develop any kind of research articles, and research is a formalized curiosity, and it is poking and prying with purpose. So the scope of research is two types of scope of research, like academic objectives and utilization objectives. So no research without action, no action without research. There is no one best way for understanding all research. Now my research domain is, when I started my research, so that time I have chosen artificial intelligence, then data mining, then big data, now data science. Again I started artificial intelligence. See, this is the way. 2002 I have started artificial intelligence at IIIT Allahabad. And that is my research area. Started with artificial intelligence. Then slowly I switch over to data mining. After 2010, I started big data analytics using various big data technologies. Now I'm using for my research data science applications using machine learning and deep learning techniques. So why I'm explaining this one? There is no one best way for understanding all research. No chance. So if you take structured research, there are, according to the SCI, according to the Elsewhere, according to the InterScience, according to the Springer, ACM, various reputed and SCI journals having their own formalities, their own rules and regulations in order to prepare research articles. So our aim is to find the solutions to unsolved issues. Research is an iterative and incremental approach. So low-hanging fruits are less taste, high-hanging fruits are very tasty. High-hanging fruits are unsolved problems we are taking as a research problem. So I think everybody knows all the complete definition of research. each person having his own definition, like redefining problems is called research, formulating hypothesis or suggested solution is called research, collecting, organizing and evaluating data and solving unsolved problems is called research. Research is a search for new knowledge, systemized effort to gain new knowledge. It is said by the Redman and Mori. So, research methodology consists of various steps: identification of a problem, collection, analysis, decimation, use of information. So, these are the various components, purpose of the research, research questions, assumptions, sampling methods, oversampling, undersampling, various statistical methods we are using, like linear regression, nonlinear regression, logistic regression, ANOVA, MANOVA, ANCOVA, various tools we are using in this statistics, data collection, and research methods, quality criteria, data analysis, report writing. These are the various components. Then this is the technical jargon of research. Today's Mendeley reference manager. I'm throughout the research. I'm incorporating all sort of jargon of research. This is called research word cloud. This is a technical jargon of image. This image having its own technical name, its own jargon of research. This is the way we can publicize about a research, any concept. This is called a research word cloud. Then coming to the scopus, it is one of the quality of a scholar, how you are measuring, like Google Scholar. Same way we are using scopus. So here also you can have your own citations in scopus journals, and there also you can create a scopus ID, and it will list out how many scopus journals you have it. And all research articles come into the Google Scholar once you are doing registration of Google Scholar. If you are having a Gmail account, definitely you will get it Google Scholar citations. How do we calculate citation index? And how do we calculate H index, I-10 index? So citation index is the number of citations to all publications, irrespective of SCI citations or Scopus citations or any kind of UGC listed journal citations. So I-10 index is nothing but it is the number of publications with at least 10 citations. And H index says that, so according to the H scientist, it is the largest number H, such that H publications have at least H citations. So it is developed, that is proposed by George H in the year 2005. So H index is an index that attempts to measure both the productivity and impact of the published work of a scientist or scholar. So H index of N means that number of your papers are referred by N or more papers. So how do we calculate impact factor? Take this example. 2020 impact factor is equal to A by B, where A is 2018, 2019 published journals and cited in 2020 or 21. So B is total number of citations up to 2020. Minimum 3 years you can calculate, you can take into the account and calculate impact factor. So impact factor shows the quality of the research article or research journal. So various research methodology types are there. Briefly, I can say qualitative research and quantitative research. Quantitative means size of the, what is the size of the data you are handling, and completely it is based on numerical, the vast big approaches. Like one more type like onion research. It is proposed by Mark Sanders and explains the research philosophy and research strategies and data collection methods. So this is the quantitative research process. No need to explain. Everybody knows all these topics. Just briefly, 5 minutes, I'll wind up this one. We'll straightforward entering into the Mendeley Reference Manager tool. Limitations of research usually, how you are getting limitations of research of your own domain based on your conclusions, based on your observations of the research article, based on the suggestions of the research author, and formulation of research aims and objectives, implementation of data collection methods, what is the sample size, lack of previous studies in the research area, validity of data collected. These are the limitations you are identifying, unsolved problems, research issues, challenges of any reputed article. Then you are going to start your own research and you can formulate your own research. So thesis or report writing in LaTeX. LaTeX is one of the research tool. In order to make efficient and qualitative research article, in order to make a qualitative research article, it is very difficult to insert mathematical formulas and equations. That is the reason we are choosing to LaTeX tool. It is a thesis preparation documentation tool. And if you use a LaTeX tool, you can make a beautiful thesis, beautiful research article. Some quality research journals are asking through only LaTeX prepared documents only for their consideration. So once completed a research document, if you avoid plagiarism for the thesis, then in order to don't use Control-C and Control-V in your research. My dear research scholars and colleagues and friends, use Turnitin software. It is a number one pioneer in the market right now. So Turnitin is the number one software you can use for your own research article in order to check plagiarism. After completion of avoid the plagiarism, then go for reference manager in order to insert your own references or bibliography or citations. And finally submit thesis or report in Turnitin, in Flip or any plagiarism softwares. Then so we'll start Mendeley Reference Manager. It is one of the best open source reference manager tool, and it is a academic social network that can help you organize your own research, collaborate with other online and discover the latest research. There are three types of this Mendeley Reference Manager. So you can you can integrate with the web importer or web incorporation is available, and document Mendeley Document Reference Manager and Windows-based Mendeley Reference Manager. Use Mendeley, automatically generate bibliographies, and it can reduce the time, especially collaborate easily with other researchers online, and references are systematically acknowledged and listed in alphabetical order by author. So references are done in two ways: citation in text, references, or bibliography. So paraphrasing is the state and restatement in your own words or style. That is, do not use same words. In order to make a effective research article, do paraphrasing is important for making a qualitative research article. Use reference manager or BibTeX or EndNote or the software tools for references and paraphrasing. So who proposed Mendeley software? So Mendeley is proposed by Paul Faulkner and Victor Henning and John Richlet, and actually it is a developer is elsewhere. The original author is Paul Fockler. This Mendeley software, original author is Paul Fockler, and developer is elsewhere. So it is a free web and a desktop reference management application. Mendeley Reference Manager helps researchers to store your article, you can efficient organization of according to the SCA journal, Scopus journal, Springer Nature, ACM, elsewhere, various SCA journals, UGC listed journals, and such all your references from just one library. So that is called Mendeley Reference Manager. You can use Mendeley site, search for references in your Mendeley library, and insert them into the document you are working on. And select and insert individual or multiple references at once. Then create a bibliography of all the references, what you have collected and what you want to cite in your research article. Then change to any one of your preferred citation styles according to the IEEE standards, according to the Springer standards, according to the Scopus like elsewhere standards, ACM, and according to various reputed and quality journals. In just a few clicks, you can get hundreds of references very easily in this Mendeley software. Then how does Mendeley Reference Manager works? With Mendeley Reference Manager, you can store, you can organize, and you can search all references from just one library. So seamlessly, you can insert references and bibliographies into your Microsoft Word documents using Mendeley site. Or you can upload any PDF. From that PDF also you can make your own references or bibliographies and keep all your thoughts across multiple documents in one place. So how do I use Mendeley Reference Manager in Word? So more videos on this YouTube available if you want to pursue, and if you want to inculcate and habituate Mendeley Reference Manager, how I can use for my research. So open your Mendeley web library, select the references you want to export, click on export to MS Word, which will download an XML file, open Word and go to references and then manage resources. Browse your folder and select the .xml file. So we are going to demonstrate. Okay, so then how does the reference manager work? How does reference manager software work? So reference management software, it collects bibliographic information or references of reputed qualitative journals, information from other sources, and store it as part of a library shown in the software. We are going to show you how to install desktop Mendeley Reference Manager, and you can then use the program to manage these references, including and organizing them into folders and attaching or viewing PDFs. So how do I add references to Mendeley? Just this is a theoretical part. We'll start after 5 minutes into the practicals. Add references to your Mendeley library by dragging and dropping a PDF into the Mendeley Reference Manager window. Easily you can drag. Everything you can see in the left side, all icons are there. Step by step you can choose whether you want to search with the DOI number or PMID number or any title of the research article or particular author research papers. That depends on you, which way you are choosing, whether you want to search with DOI or PMID or author citation or any title of the research article. So you can also drag multiple PDFs into your library at the same time. So Mendeley will automatically extract the metadata from the PDF and create a library entry. So metadata is nothing but, if you take any PDF article, what is the title of the research article, who is the author, page number and volume number, issue number and year and DOI and URL, everything, it will be displayed in systematic manner, and that is called a metadata of the PDF. So who is author, title of the paper, and issue number, volume number, year, DOI, PMID, everything will be displayed. Then how do I reference Mendeley app? In order to make a quality research article, you can choose Mendeley app also available. So hands-on activities, you need to follow the steps like create an account, use this URL to download Mendeley desktop for Windows, create a personal profile, download the free software onto your computer, start adding your reference materials to your Mendeley library, create a library by giving it a name. So how do you add a reference in Word? Add citations to your document. So this is just theoretical concept. We'll start practicals. So in order to make a reference in Word, click at the end of the sentence or phrase that you want to cite, and then on the references tab in the citations and bibliography group, click insert citation. Definitely it will display 3 to 4 lines of your reference with beautiful manner, like who is the author first, then followed by the title of the research article, and followed by the volume number, issue number, page number, year of the publication, DOI, and followed by the PMID, and finally URL of that article. From the list of citations, under the insert citation, select the citation you want to use. Then why do we need reference manager? A citation manager is a software tool that helps you keep track of or cite sources as you go through the research process according to the IEEE standards, according to the Elsevier standards, Springer standards, ACM standards. You need to choose your own option in the Mendeley reference manager. Quickly you can insert your own references. It can reduce the time by using this Mendeley reference manager. They are especially useful when writing long papers like thesis, report writing, or any qualitative research articles that require the use of many sources like dissertation, capstone papers, like. Then why is a reference manager important? So reference managers offer tools for exporting citations and references into word processing programs by selecting relevant items from the database. Easily you can create 100 citations, 100 references within 10 minutes. If you do manually, it takes half an hour or 1 hour in order to prepare 100 citations, but it takes 10 minutes. So that is the use of reference manager like Mendeley reference manager. Then how do you reference document? So citation includes author's name, year of publication, then page numbers if available. If your source lacks an author, cite the first one or 2 words of the title. Definitely, based on the intelligence of the Google or any reference manager, it can load your paper. If no date is given in place of article, research article, you can mention like N.D. After the author's name, Note on page numbers. Web documents often don't have page numbers. So how do you make a reference? Include information in the following order. Usually we are following a template or standard procedure to make a reference of a quality of research article. Author, year of publication, article title between single quotation marks or double quotations, newspaper title in italics usually, date of article like day, month, page number if given, and any additional information is available. Access day, month, year, the date you can access the items. These are the, you make a reference in your research article. Then with Mendeley Reference Manager, you can do many things. I have explained already. To store your articles, you can organize your articles and search all your references from just one library. That is Mendeley Reference Manager. And Mendeley Reference Manager library, you can incorporate, add new, all references you can include, and smart collections are available. Okay, so all options are available. It is not a difficult tool. It is very easy tool, and you can do your own custom collections. And that means you can add your own information to the existing software. That is called custom collections. Then private groups. Any private groups you join or create will be listed under this heading. And public groups. Okay. And search. Use this field to search your Mendeley library. Library table, action panel means icons, menus, and radio button, search button, and various insert library, various options are available. Information panel, library, notebook, everything is incorporated in this Mendeley Reference Manager. Syncing. See, you are purchasing a new mobile and all the information you left with the old mobile. But fortunately, you have done all valuable information through Gmail syncing. So automatically, if you are opening a new mobile in Gmail account, everything will be fetching into your new mobile. Such kind of technology, you can call it as a syncing. That option also available in this Mendeley Reference Manager. It can automatically syncs any changes you make it to the cloud. So if it is an online cloud, you can call it as a Mendeley Reference Manager if you are using online. So their data center is somewhere is presented. That's why we used to call it as a cloud, because internet-based technology. Without internet, you cannot use and you cannot perform such kind of cloud environment syncing. So profile also you can develop your own profile or research article profile. Also use this drop down to access your online profile page, access support, or sign out of your account. So Mendeley Reference Manager steps, usually your Mendeley library, adding references, searching and organizing references, reading and annotating documents. You can write your own description into the particular article, annotating documents, importing content from the web, generating citations and bibliographies, syncing, exporting references, sharing references. And hands-on activities, we are going to show demonstration. My colleague, Mr. Anand Kumar Gupta, is going to demonstrate Mendeley Reference Manager. First, you need to create an account. Use this URL to download www.mendeley.com. Desktop for Windows, create a personal profile, download the free software onto your computer, start adding your own references materials to your Mendeley library, create a library by giving it to a name, etc. So I have explained about a brief introduction about what is Mendeley site. Mendeley site adds in for Microsoft Word, allows you to easily insert references from your Mendeley library into your own Word document. Change your citation style and generate a bibliography according to the IEEE standards, Elsevier standards, Springer standards, or ACM standards. Each qualitative journal having their own standards, all without leaving your document. You can use Mendeley site to search for references in your Mendeley library and insert them into the documents you are working on it. And change to any one of your preferred citation styles in just a few clicks. So these steps will be seen in the practical session. So our Mendeley is a free, absolutely it is a free, it's a free of cost. You register while downloading, so it is an open source. That means you can insert your own patch or anything would like to add into the existing one. That software is called open source. To use Mendeley, you need to register. If you are download, see, these are the links. So my friend will start now. Mr. Anand Kumar Gupta will hand over the session. He is my colleague and he is having plenty of experience in his domain and is working in the same college at Blue Crest University.
Heartiest
So,
welcome.
yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Asadi Srinivas, sir. Beautiful presentation, very clear messages. I think very few people will have doubt that
Yes.
you are not from any language background. Means your language is so clear, so lucid. Okay, and the technology and the language both are combined in you. Thank you so much. I welcome Professor Anand Kumar Gupta. He's an MCA from SRK University, IBM certified cloud application developer, AI analyst, and IoT cloud developer. A globally certified Red Hat certified engineer, Cisco certified network associate, AWS certified solutions architect, and lot of others are in his cap. So it is here you can go through. It is a huge profile. I have just given a brief, and I request Professor Anand to take over. Over to you, sir.
Hello.
Sir, heartiest welcome to this Mendeley software workshop. Uh, you can start the presentation, sir. I have already introduced you to the audience, and you can.
Hello.
Sir, can you hear me?
Hello.
I think there is some problem with your mic, perhaps. Please check it, sir. Anand sir, this is Dr. Rajendra Kumar Das speaking. I request Professor Asadi Srinivas sir to be in touch with. Yeah. Anand sir is having some network related problem, so kindly wait, just wait.
Um,
Yeah.
am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
You are welcome, sir.
okay, sir.
I have already introduced you to our audience, and you
No
can.
problem, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So
Thank you. Thank you.
over to Professor Anand Kumar Gupta. Over to you, sir. Please.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Um, so, first of all, good evening to everybody. I'm Anand Kumar Gupta, and I will be handling the technical demonstration part. My colleague and research head, Dr. Asadi Srinivasulu, has vast knowledge in his own domain, and I was rigorously following his sessions, and I saw that he has given you a brief idea that how Mendeley software is going to work. So I will be uh, just walking you through with one small demonstration that how we are going to download Mendeley software to set the environment. Then after we'll see how that Mendeley reference manager can be used to accomplish the task. I'm also a research scholar, and I can uh, I can I can say one thing that I have found a bit difficulty when I was creating my research articles. The difficulties were how we can cite the references in our research article. Sometimes when we are making research following some um, base papers, we keep on record. So some records can be either on uh, paper, some can be in computer, or there are different other tools as it has been discussed and shared by uh, respected Sir Dr. Asadi. So let's dive into how we are going to install and download the software, and following we will see how we are going to use it. So first thing first, you should have um, software. I mean, if you want to use on your desktop, if you want to use only on cloud, as this software also supports cloud computing, or I can say the storage kind of thing. It stores the data into cloud. So the first URL on the screen, even I would like to share this URL maybe at the end of this session. So this URL will directly take you to the Mendeley reference manager. No need to remember the URL. Of course, we can search from Google also, just while typing the name, and it will appear. So the first website is for the Mendeley reference manager. There are a few things which we have to ensure before we are going to utilize this software. The very first thing is we should have an account to use this online form of reference manager. If we want to use a copy of the reference library in our computer, then also we need to sign in so that we can keep the data sync or synchronize with the computer. So there are either way. Either we can download and then we can create account, or we can create an account, then we can download. Both are absolutely uh, advisable. You can go with anyone. So if you click on create an account, of course, this is, I have already created an account. So maybe for an example, I'm going to use my own personal email address. So it, okay, 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 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me adjust it, then I'll start. So I believe now the window is visible, right? Can you please confirm? Yeah, yeah. So is it now fully available? Okay, okay. Thanks a lot. Okay, so I was talking about the Mendeley Reference Manager URL, and this is the URL I was explaining. So the same URL, if we paste to create an account, it will come like this. We should type the email address using which we are going to continue. Basically, it is advisable to use institution account if you have. If not, then it can also be a personal account. That's not a problem at all. While clicking on continue, there are um, details which we have to fill in. So once we fill in the information, for an example, in some of the slides, we have taken the screenshots. Okay. So this one will help to create the account. Once you type the email address, click on continue. Then the moment we uh, follow through with the steps, like we have to put the first name and last name, or the password what we choose for, then it should be, of course, a strong password. Then we should register. After registering, we should get the account confirmation, like the account is created, and then we can continue. So the moment we logged in, the window will appear is this. So what we can do, we can just continue with the login.
Samira Siddiq ma'am, you are presenting something. Let's stop doing that.
Okay. So after we have logged in, we should download the software while clicking on download now link. There are options like whether we want to download for Windows, oh, okay. Of course, of course, of course. I'm going to do that one. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible now. Okay. Basically, I'm using Mac and Windows together because I wanted to uh, demonstrate few things on Mac also, but due to insufficient time, I'm going to switch on Windows only. But it's not a much complicated. It's very easy to follow. So as I was discussing, we can download for Windows if we are using Windows operating system. And in below to the download link, we can have other operating system supports also. For an example, Mac OS, if I want to use Mendeley Reference Manager on Mac computer, or on Linux if I'm using Linux operating system. So following any of this, we'll download the software. I have already downloaded, so I don't want to waste internet data, and I want to, uh, just fasten up the process a little bit. The next part is there are some other couple of tools which comes along with Mendeley Reference Manager. The first is Site Seamlessly, or you can say Site Manager. So Site Manager, as Dr. Asadi Srinivasulu was mentioning, that when we are creating research articles, when we are actually doing a research paper, when we put a citation manually, it comes sometimes difficulties. Like one of the example, if I say, okay, so I'm just using bullet form. So after one, if I'm typing all the list of the references what we are using, after 10, you'll find Microsoft Word have a different setting. It will automatically shift the I can say the list to, or I can say the indent will not be always coming same way. In the reference manager, we should not be typing this manually. I'll be showing you very shortly that how we are going to use that and how it automatically cites for us. So we can download this one. This is freely available in Microsoft App Store. If you click on the link, the Microsoft App Store will start. You have to log in your Microsoft account. This is one condition. I have already logged in using my Microsoft account. So once you have logged in with your Microsoft account, you can click on Get It Now, and it's already available on my system. So it will ask some couple of process to be completed, and once it is done, you will be able to use that in your citation. The next thing which I want to speak about is Mendeley Web Importer. Web Importer is one of the bestest tools which I have seen. It helps us to download or to keep the research articles in our library without downloading manually on our computer and putting them in the reference manager. So the idea is You go to any of the article, whatever the article you like. Let's say I'm going to search one of the article on the uh, on internet, and I would like to get this into my library. So what I will do is I would not be downloading that article, but I'll be adding it directly in my library. So let's say so if I'm taking this journal and I'm assuming that this is my bestest article which I want to follow, or if any of the article which I want to download, I would just go on the page like this, and with the web importer we can import this article directly into the library. So without wasting time, let me jump onto how we can work on the reference manager. If someone is using Chrome, they can use this web importer URL. If you are using Firefox, you can use Firefox web importer. So once the software is downloaded and installed, installation is also easy. By a couple of clicks, the installation will succeed. It's just like the normal software installation. Okay, so that slide. Hello. Yes, you were asking. You were asking something. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'll give a demonstration how to install the software, and then we'll jump back to the accessing part. So I have already downloaded the software which is here. I will just double click on this software, and it prompts whether we want to install for all the users of this computer or only for me. I will go with all users and install. So following that, this setup will automatically install. So there is no hard and fast rule. Once the software is installed, we can get a logo on the screen. So you may see there is a shortcut of Mendeley Reference Manager on the screen. So I'm talking about this one. To access this one or to utilize it, there are two ways. Either we can use a desktop version of Mendeley Reference Manager, or we can also use the online version of Mendeley Reference Manager. So any of this is applicable. But to get the data synchronized, it's advisable that we should have the software on. Okay. So we should have data synchronized on our computer and in online library as well. You can see on the left hand right corner, we have account logged in. There is library section. If you click on library, whatever the research articles we had referred, and whatever the articles I have made it in a reference will be available here. So this is a web view of the Mendeley Reference Manager. If I minimize the Mendeley Reference Manager web view, and if I start the desktop application, there will not be any difference because they'll both look same. There is absolutely not a single difference at all. So you can see this is the Mendeley Reference Manager desktop application, and this one is web application. I believe you are able to now notice the differences. I hope there is no difference. Basically, I'm not talking on the differences, but I'm just trying to show how these two things are the same. Okay, so we'll start with our first demonstration, that how we can get the references. You can see there are some references being already marked in my reference desktop manager application. And those same references will also be available on web form. So rather we discuss web form or the desktop application, the options are set. So let's start. The very first thing, if I want to refer any article which I have found, I want to refer it for my research papers, I would select all references. There are options. We can create collections. Maybe I'll be working on different areas. Sometime I may be working on AI, or maybe I will be choosing IoT or any sort of different areas. So when I having references for different areas, it's advisable to create collections. So collection is nothing but it's a logical grouping of related papers. So if I say IoT, it will be IoT as a collection. And then we can put the paper in that collection. Similarly, we can delete, rename, and can make new collection, make offline. These are our options. So once we click on all references, there are options of add new. In add new, there are three options. One is from file. It means I have already downloaded the article on my computer and I'm going to use from the file. So for the demonstration purpose, I'm going to use this research article, which is I have already downloaded from internet, and I would be utilizing this to add a reference. So once we click on add new, we'll select files from computer. Then it's just the normal file explorer window. We should point which article we want to use it. So as I told, I would be using this article. So after you have selected the article paper, click on open, and the bottom side you can see the file has been uploaded into the reference, and we will have entry of this. So this entry just came because we have uploaded a reference file. What are the other ways? We have other way like add entry manually. Now, when we are entering entry manually, we are basically providing metadata for the article. Dr. Asadi has already discussed what is metadata, and his explanation is very good, rather excellent. Metadata is nothing but information about data. So how we'll get that information? The window itself is self-explanatory. We can get the entry, or we can get the metadata from identifiers, like we can have identifier of ARX, WID, or DOI, or PMID. PMID is basically an identifier for the research articles which are being published on elsewhere. That's what my finding. Maybe I have not seen this PMID on any other articles other than elsewhere, but maybe there are other possibilities also. Or I can use DOI. This is the first option. Or if I don't have DOI, I don't want to just copy and paste, what I can do is I can type manually. So when we are going to type, we have reference type. What kind of references we are doing? So maybe like you can see here, there are sections called journal article, magazine article, patent, newspaper articles, and of course, in research, we are going to use journal article. Then after, we have to type the title, authors. So let's take one example. For an example, I'm going to use this failure prediction using machine learning and time series in optical network. So the first thing first, I should type this title. So I'm going to type the title, then the author. So let's copy the authors, or I'm just going to copy one author. Then the journal information. Then year and so on. So once we add this information, it will automatically come into the references. So this paper was published on 2017. Number of pages and volume number. So we can see 13 pages, volume number 25. I hope I'm right. Yeah, 13. Then volume number 25. Issue is 16. Then 7th August. So we can type August and 7. Then after we have to copy the abstract. So just copy the abstract. And paste. So once we have filled all the details, we can just click on add entry. So you'll find there is an entry of the article which we have added just now. This is wave, how we can enter. Similarly, we have other options. I will be just using DOI. So what I'm going to do is I'll delete this one and I'll just use the DOI of this article. Okay. So we need to copy the DOI which is starting from 10.13 and we need to put in the manual reference. So here we just have to copy and paste the DOI and click on search. So it will automatically fetch out all the information. I had just added one author in the manual entry. This has added all the authors, whatever the authors are available, and everything is being fetched out. We need to just click on add entry. So this was the third method how we can add the entry. Last but not the least, we can drag and drop also. So for an example, if I drag this and drop in the Mendeley reference manager, that also is going to add. So I hope you have understood how we are going to add the reference in the library. There are few more things which I would be discussing. For an example, you may be seeing there are green colors dot in front of the article. This indicates this article is being added, but it's not being read. we have not read the article at all. So the moment you click on the article, you can see the related information, and okay, so yeah, and you will see the dot will disappear. Or else, if you select one article, if that article having PDF files, or if that article having related documents, that will automatically appear. So once I click on read, the article will be opened in the library window. From here, we can read the article. We can have the files. You can see the files are available. We can download the same article file if we want, because I had a manual entry or I just fetched out using DOI. So this file is not available on my computer. If we think that we should keep this file, we should click on download, and the file will be downloaded in the reference manager. So we just need to specify where we want to keep it, and that location will be selected. The other information like URL of the journal, the other information are available. In the same window, we have annotations and notebook. The notebook, this particular notebook is actually a sticky note which can help us to keep our notes related to the paper. It's not only the paper, but it will be available in the library. So whatever you type here will be, so if I say my next note and so on, so that all will be stored in the notebook. Annotation, you can just create a descriptive information about one particular keyword, or maybe the phrase you found, or something which you are going to use in your reference, that you can mark it and you can specify the annotation for that. So this one, how we can read the reference. You can see once we have read the reference, the green dot has disappeared, and in the very last column under file section, we can see there are files. The green dot available, it means it says the files are downloaded on the system and it is available. The gray out files uh, symbol indicates the files are available, but it is not being downloaded. So once we click on the reference, and if I go on info tab, we can click on read, and the file will be available. We can download also by clicking on this, and we can open the PDF on the system, and so on. So there are a variety of tasks we can do using the reference manager. Now, once we have learned how to add the references, now the time comes to see how we are going to use this reference or these references in our article. Before we jump into, I told you that I will also be showing you how to import the article using web importer. So in this screen, you may see this is one research article of big data. The article is also available in PDF form, and this is the online part. Now, I should not be downloading this. I should not be, copy and paste DOI to get it into the reference manager. But what I want a tool to work for me. So this is Mozilla Firefox, and I have shown you this URL, which is actually the link, or I can say add-on for Mendeley web importer. This is for Firefox. It's already being added on my computer. So once you go on this link, and if you add it, on the left corner, on the right corner, on the top, you can see there is a Mendeley web importer icon is available. To work on this particular web importer, a sign-in is required for once. It means we have to type our user ID and password. It has taken, for me, it's because I have saved my username and password. But for you, if you're using for the very first time, you have to type your user ID and password which you are using for Mendeley software account. So once we have used uh, we have specified the ID or we have logged into, maybe there are possibility to work with this. We have to refresh our web page, or maybe we should be closing the window. So you can see we have one uh, uh, reference. It's indicating we can basically take two references from here. If I click on this, let's say I want to add this into my library. So here there are options. Once you check, you can also check two, or if there are a couple of or more than one, you can decide how many articles you want to refer in your library. So once you selected one or many articles, you can specify where this will go. So if you remember, I was showing you there was a collections tag. We created a collection of IoT, or if you don't create any collection, by default it will go in my library collection. So once you are satisfied with this, you can just click on add, and the file will be referred into the reference manager. So we'll see in the reference manager window, you can see the library have the references which we have just marked. Let's see whether we have the article in the desktop application, and you can see the desktop application also have the reference what we have just marked using the web importer. Similarly, if someone is using Chrome, Google Chrome, then they have to add this extension on their Chrome browser. So let me start Google Chrome browser just to show you. Okay, so we got the browser open. Following the URL, it says the Mendeley web browser, web importer is available. We just need to click on add to Chrome. So once we add to Chrome, we are done. And if I'm using the Chrome browser for uh, uh, searching the articles on over the internet, this will also be helping us to import. So that's all for the web importer part. Now let's jump back to let's say I'm going to create an article, and how would we refer? So you can see this one is actually uh, my research paper on which I'm working. We have actually worked. I'm just going to modify a little bit on this so that I can show you how difficult it is when we are marking the references like this. So citation, or I can say bibliography or references. If I show you the real picture, see this one is the problem. I know many people are expert in Word and Power and related applications, and that can be adjusted. It means the indentation can be adjusted, but we have to spare another 10, 15 minutes or maybe 30 minutes for this. I don't really want to spend my time just to make the adjustment for the indentation and so on. So what we can do is, I'll be just going to delete this all first because I don't really want to use it. So I'll delete, then I'll keep it for my purpose later on. Okay. So the first thing is, let's say I want to mark my citation here or here, just for example, or here. To mark the citation in Microsoft Word, if you remember, I told you that we need uh, the citation manager, which is which is okay. It's not here, no problem. So in the account, when we okay, so in the very beginning, when we were downloading, I'll just show you. So Mendeley site manager is required, this one. So while clicking on this, it will take you to the uh, Microsoft online store or app store, and from there we have to add this one into our uh, computer. Okay. So once we have this site manager in our computer, like get it now. If I click here, we'll get it. Then in Microsoft Word, under References tab, we have Mendeley site tool under the site with Mendeley group. I'll walk you through this one more time. It seems to be a little difficult, but it's okay. We should get the Mendeley site tool for Microsoft Word. It has automatically detected if I'm using if I'm using Mac operating system, and if I'm using LibreOffice, then it will automatically detect and will predict which site manager you want to use. So while clicking on Get It Now, it will automatically be added to uh, Microsoft Office and basically Microsoft Word. So it's just a couple of process. You just need to verify your identity, and it's already being added. So once I open Word, there will be uh, the uh, site manager, or I can say Mendeley site tool available. So that is actually going to come inside the reference, and this is what we are talking about. Okay, so let's cite one of our reference. So I want to cite here. I will click on Mendeley site. The Mendeley site is actually communicating with Mendeley Reference Manager application, which is installed on this computer. If not installed, then we should be logging into our account. So there will be account information available where we have to log in, like this is coming. So I have to log into my account. And once I logged into my account, this will authenticate and will show me all of my references which I have marked. And you can see these all are the references which has been added into the library. So that are same. Okay, these are all are same. Before we are going to cite, we should understand the citing style or citation style. In citation style, there are the most popular ones are available. Like one is American Psychological Association. They have been, seventh edition of this style. 11th edition. Then there are many other citation styles are available. Below to that, we having IEEE, Nature, and Vancouver. So let's say I'll be using one of the styles. So what I'm going to do, I'll select American Association 6th edition style, and I'll click on Update Citation Style. Then under References tab, we can either search, or if we know that which research paper I'm going to cite, then I would be selecting that. There are both of the options available. First, we can search, or we can select the reference which I want to cite. So this citation will come at this point because I have selected the American Sociological Association 6th edition citation style. So once I click on insert one citation, a citation is available. Now, once the citation is available, I can also give multiple citations. So there are possibility, let's say I'm just using multiple citations for uh, this point. I'll click on insert three citations. It means there are three citations available for this particular point. Now, the major part comes, or I can say the fun part comes. So I want to put the reference here. What I will do, I'll click on more, and I would select the option called insert bibliography. If I click, it will be inserted at the cursor location. That is why I specified the cursor. So that is okay for me. I will click on continue, and we can see there are the references available. And this comes automatically. This comes automatically. We are not going to do any sort of thing. Now you might be finding that in one of the research paper, I mean the one which I'm showing you, it had numbering like 1, 2, 3, and so on. Like I'll show you one more article.
Hello. Hello, Vardhan. Hello, Vardhan. Hello, sir. Rajendra, sir.
Sir, sir, we can hear you.
Hello, Vardhan. Yeah. Yes. Suddenly power gone off in our place. Some power problem is there. Mr. Anand Kumar Gupta explained everything, I think. Any queries, please ask them, participants. I'll ask. Anand has to join at least through mobile. I have joined through mobile. I'll ask. Sorry for inconvenience.
It happens, sir. Network is not under our control. Vardhan sir is managing somehow, I don't know. Yes. But he can't control in library. That's the problem.
Yes, sir. It's a problem, sir, actually, in Liberia. Very poor country, sir.
Yeah. Sir. I think people like you must be contributing a lot towards the development of that region, sir.
Let me ask Anand Kumar has to join. Will clarify.
In the meanwhile, if any participant has any question, please feel free to ask.
I'm sharing my screen, sir. My dear participants, any doubts regarding this Mendeley reference manager, please. Hello, madam. Any doubt, please ask me, madam. Yes, madam.
Lata ma'am.
Yeah, please, any query, madam.
Please mute yourself.
Voice is not clear,
Lata
madam.
ma'am, please mute yourself. We can hear your child's voice so nice.
I think Vardhan, you can mute her. Vardhan. Okay. Any doubts, participants, please ask me regarding this Mendeley reference manager. Yeah, please.
I am Dr. Sundar Pandyan, sir. Thank you very much for your
please,
nice lecture, sir. Suppose if we have duplication of the references, how to delete or merge it, sir?
There is an option. There is an option. If you found any duplicate reference or bibliography in the research article, if you click that article and there is in the tool itself, in the below you will find delete option. In the tool, in the reference manager software, if you click on that particular reference and below you will find a delete option.
Delete.
You can do it. Yes, sir. There is an option.
Okay.
Delete
Thank
option.
You, thank you.
Yeah. And very good question. And remaining participants, please, any doubts, if you are having, please ask. It is very simple, and my suggestion is you can install this software very easily for desktop, and it will create one icon. My friend demonstrated, so easily you can navigate. Very simple. You can upload PDF. You can enter manually, and you can create 100 references within 10 minutes. So
Hello, everyone.
according to IEEE standards or according to elsewhere standards, you can create very easily, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, joined.
Uh,
So,
I'm very sorry. There was some.
No
Uh,
problem. Power issues.
sir.
okay, so I think I'm going to discuss only two topics. Okay, the last two topics, and then we can call for question and answer session.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please.
Asadi sir, please.
Please. I'm
Okay, sir. Okay.
I'm doing. It is not. Anand sir, you can share your screen.
Okay. 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 I'm sorry for inconvenience. It's Africa, and there are a lot of challenges we face. So please bear with us. Um, I hope my screen is visible. Okay. So as I was talking about how we can cite using the Mendeley cite software, and I was also showing how we are going to use the tool, which is actually incorporates with the Microsoft Word if I'm using Windows operating system, and if I'm using a LibreOffice, which is on Linux and Mac OS, mostly it works. So this site manager is very good in, I can say, very good tool which helps us to cite all the references which is available in our, I can say, available in the reference list or reference manager. I'm using, I have switched to another computer. That is why I'm adding it one more time. So once once it is done, I'll switch back and I'll show you that how we are going to use that site manager. Okay, so this is added now, and I have logged into the Mendeley Reference Manager web application software. I'm going to use WinWord. The library is syncing, and it's already synced. So let's just wait the Microsoft Word to start. So the Mendeley site tool will be available in the reference tab, which I have already told. So let's just to verify whether it's available or not. Okay, so once we click on the reference tab, okay, initial setup takes a bit of time. Okay, so there is nothing to worry about. I'm just uh, specifying the application using which it will start. Or let it be Office. It's processing in the background. Okay, so the Mendeley Site Manager tool is available under the References tab. Okay, so to work on the sample file, let me just put some random paragraphs because we don't have that much of time to go on the another one. So I'm just using a random paragraph and I will be assuming this is my reference or this is my research article. So I want to point a reference at one place. I'll click on Mendeley site. This, since we are using for the first time, I would have to type, login information. So with small delay, we'll, uh, we'll start citing our document. So assuming I'm going to cite on this point, so I'll select, I would select the citation style, and later on also we can change, that's not a problem. So let's take a couple of citation and insert the site. So we have first site, then I'll use multiple citations. So I'll take, of course, in real-time environment, we have to select the appropriate reference, not the random reference. But here, just for demonstration, I'm using a random citation. So once we have the citations available, maybe these citations are, if I think is not good, or maybe I don't really like it, for an example. So what we can do, we can change the citation style and we can select any different citation. For an example, I will use the Vancouver. Once you select the style and if you click on update citation style, it will automatically update. So instead of showing the information, it's now showing the citation 1, 2 to 4, 5 and 6 and so on. Similarly, we can play around with different citation styles, like this one is square bracket 1 and so on. There are possibility that I may not like the styling, or depending on the journal, we have to specify different type of styling. So in that case, we can either search if there are citation styles available, if it is online available, and if we know. If not, then we can click on add custom style. So when we are going to add custom style, we have to specify CSL file, CSL, or I can say URL of custom style location. So just for quick reference, how we can get the uh, citation style. So with small research on internet, you'll find the citation styles, and that is once you select any of the available site, there will be URL for that. So let's say I'm going to use GitHub, and they have the citation style. So let's say this one. So there will be URL for this. Yeah. Okay. Some citation styles, I mean, we have to specify login ID, so that is really a complicated process. I mean, I don't really want to go for custom accounts and so on. I'm looking for something which is free, which we can use at least for once. Okay. So it's basically we have to get the URL and we have to add it here. Uh, we have to add it here. So once we specify this URL, it will automatically add into the citation library and then we can use it. So as of now, these all are inbuilt citation styles. Custom styles can be added from here, but we have to specify the URL. At this point of moment, I'm not able to find, and If I'll find time, I'll share the links so that you can also play around with the citation style. At the end, I would be showcasing how we are going to put the references. So at the bottom of the research file, let's say I'm going to use a references section, and here I'll click on more, then I'll click on insert bibliography. So the moment we insert the bibliography, the reference is automatically added in the bottom. And future citation, let's say as of now I have just cited 4 or 5 references, but if there is any future citation, for an example this one, and if I'm citing this, so the reference will automatically be added in the bottom of the file after the last references or last bibliography entry. So the citation site helps us to do this all citation and bibliography task at the automation level, I can say, which also saves our time, and it automatically formats. So no need to specify any sort of formatting. You can see this is automatically formatted, automatically added in the reference list. And I personally believe this is the bestest help where we can get it from Mendeley site. So I hope I'm done with the presentation. We would like to have queries if there is any. The platform is open. You can ask your questions, please. Sir, you are not audible, sir. Asadi, sir, you are not audible.
Yeah, Rajendra sir, please invite any queries from the participants.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Esteemed participants, if you have any questions, kindly ask, sir will clarify. This video we are recording also, it will be made available to you, and please wait for 1 day at least for the recording. By tomorrow you will be getting it. Today I am sending you the certificate and some materials related to citation and referencing also.
I will share my PowerPoint presentations to you,
Yeah,
sir,
yeah.
right now.
Yes.
You can
PowerPoint
share
presentation
with
also
us.
will be sending you. In addition to that, if you have any question, because after going from here, those who are doing it for the first time, when you are experimenting with it, if you have any difficulties, you can
Please
post
share
the.
our numbers to them, sir, so that we will guide them.
Yes. Okay, so we'll be available to you that way, our research persons. Because Professor Asadi Srinivasulu sir is part of, is an advisor to Research India Foundation, and therefore he will also be sharing some more time for you. Okay, so he is available. I thank Asadi Srinivasulu sir. I think already they have asked the questions and you have clarified, sir. So if any more questions,
If any queries are there,
yes.
let them ask, sir, no
If
problem.
any questions are there, any difficulties you have faced at any time, and my special thanks to Professor Sundar Pandian sir who asked a very beautiful question, and I think it must have helped many. And if any member, any participant would like to give any feedback here, also you give, because we minimize with the what we say the formal part, spending time on all these things. Rather, we focus on the content. That is our USB. But we have time also. If anyone wants to say something, please share your worries, concerns, and your experience also. I hope nobody will mind that a splendid Sunday is okay. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, you have here. Sarah shared in the chat box. Please go.
A small request from the participants. I have shared my YouTube link. There are various research talks and various technologies in information technology like big data technology, data science. If anyone interested, please subscribe and you can have those videos.
I'll request also to all the participants uh, subscribe to the video. The links are sent and a like also, so that it will reach more and more people. So that I'll be also sharing with the 400 members of Research India Foundation. Uh,
Yes.
they can get it free of cost. So that will be there. If any participant you are interested to share something, say something, please switch on your video and you can speak out.
Yeah. Any doubts, please, participants.
Or
No
any doubt
hesitation.
or about or in future what kind of events you like that we should hold, you can advise also. Okay. Thank you, Professor Punam Nigam Sahai ma'am,
Thank you, sir.
for your moral support and complete participation. So, okay, on behalf of Research India Foundation and all the participants here, I thank Professor Asadi Srinivasulu sir, the Chief Research Scientist at Bluecrest University, Liberia. And he and his team are doing laudable work, marvelous work there. And sir is always ready for support. And I think he is okay, unofficial ambassador of India in Liberia, and I really feel that way. So we are all proud of him. And the sir is also heading the journal we are going to publish, and it will be released on August 15th. The name of the journal is Vigyan, International Journal of Sustainable Development Research. So about that information also I'll be sending to you by email. If you are interested, you can join by June 10 as okay, on the editorial board. You can be on the editorial board. Before the journal goes to the press, we can give this kind of okay, scope will be there. So I thank once again Professor Asadi Srinivas sir and
Yes. Thank you, sir.
our young friend.
Anand Kumar Gupta. Sir, please add his number in our research
Yeah,
group,
yeah.
sir. I'll send.
We will take sir. Anand Gupta sir, he is a very researchful person. I think he is very knowledgeable and he is getting groomed under Professor Asadi Srinivas sir. That's a great thing. Okay. So I thank all the participants and the resource persons. So kindly wait by 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. today. You will have the PPT, the link, YouTube link, and okay. So anybody who have registered got the link but they have not submitted the form, you can submit. I'll make it open so that it will be easy for me to send you by email rather than typing it okay, manually. So thank you all. Thank you, Sunil sir,
Yes, sir.
and
Thank you, sir.
thank you, Anand Gupta ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks
All
a
the
lot.
research, all the research community, please submit your journals to Rajendra sir mentioned. It's a qualitative journal. We can utilize that journal. Please submit your research papers into Vigyan Journal. This is my sincere request from all the participants. Thank you, sir, Rajendra sir, for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I think all our participants they are quite confident about using this Mendeley reference software. Anand sir also demonstrated it very nicely. You created also you cleared the form there is no problem in their understanding. Your introductory part was very nice, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir,
So,
I
with that,
would like to add one thing.
yeah, sir.
Uh, the Mendeley Reference Manager is the nicest software available, and that is also free of cost. It
Yeah.
saves plenty amount of time in the referencing and citation. So we are always available. We love to share our knowledge. If anybody have any query later on also after this session, they can post their questions, and we would like to answer those questions.
Thank you,
In a
sir. We'll collect and we'll send you. So it's a pleasant event and a very fruitful one, I can say. So thank you all. Have a nice day.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.